Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. I am Dr. Pritibha Sir. Welcome you in the lecture series of Master of Science Information Technology program at the Chaitanya Studio. We are studying the MSc IT course, in which we are studying the MCIT 103 Internet and Web Designing. This we are studying the first unit of this subject. In the previous session, we had discussed about the what is internet, what is intranet, and what is extranet. We also seen the comparison between internet, intranet, and extranet. We also have discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of the internet, right? But how to access this internet, right? Without getting connection, it is not possible to get connected with the global world, that is internet. Okay, so in the previous session we have discussed the internet access technology, that is called as a dial-up connection, right? So in this lecture we are continuing with the internet access technology, that is lease connection. In the case of lease connection, we are required the permanent telephone line, and this permanent telephone line is get connected with the two or more point, right? And we can say that it is the extended version of the dial-up connection, right? And this telephone line and internet line are distributed by the ISP, that is called as a internet service provider. We need to get the connection from the ISPs, right? And these ISPs provide the separate line for getting connected with the internet. Okay, but the telephone line is compulsorily required. Okay, so in case of this lease connection, the connection speed is better than the dial-up connection. So that's why it is the extended version of the dial-up connections. Okay, the connection can earlier in the case of dial-up connection, we can get only single telephone line can have only single connection, while in the case of lease line connection, you can have multiple lines, right, through the single connections, right? And the speed of this connection is always higher than the dial-up connections. Okay, while in the case of this lease connections, it is more reliable, because if your friend or your family member is calling to you, this telephone line will not be blocked, because there is a separate line, right, for the telephone connections and the internet connection. Okay, and it is to be provided by the ISPs. Okay, so that's why the downtime is very less. Okay, so suddenly the call is coming at the same time. If the person is want to access the internet, it is also possible with the use of lease connections. Bandwidth of the signal can be easily transmit, right? As I told you, there is a separate telephone line connection and ISP lines, right? Internet line. Okay, so there is no any conflict between the signals which are passing through the these two lines, right? So telephone line, only telephone signals will be passed, and from the internet line only the data will be passed in the form of digital, right? This is more secure and it is private. So those who has a internet connection, lease line connection, they are more secure. Now there are some of the disadvantages of this lease connection, that is you can access the maximum transmission speed in 1.5 Mbps. And one more disadvantage is that the telephone line is compulsorily required, right? And it is much more expensive, because we need to give the charges to the installation, right, for the telephone line as well as the internet ISPs, right, those who are providing us internet, right? Or you can buy these these lines on rent level. Again, the disadvantage is that distance depend to the nearest telephone exchange, right? So if the distance of the telephone exchange is very near, right, it is less expensive. But if the distance is very far from the telephone exchange, right, so for that you have to pay more money, right? So each and every internet access technology has its own advantages and disadvantages, right? The third one is called as a DSL connection. DSL means a digital subscriber line, right? It is a special type of internet access technology that the mostly people are using right now. DSL line, digital, in which data is transferred in digitally, right? And again the data is transferred as very high rate as compared to the dial-up connection and lease line connection. Basically the data speed in this case is 256 kbps and 40 mbps per seconds, right? Data transmission and signal can be both way. It can be asymmetric digital subscriber line as well as it can be symmetric digital subscriber line. Both way the customer can buy these DSL connections, right? So if somebody want to just access the internet, right, any of these can be used, asymmetric digital subscriber line as well as a symmetric digital subscriber line. And the speed of uploading and downloading the data rates are same. As you can see in this figure, to get connected with the internet using a DSL connection, specially designed DSL modem is required, right? So this intermediate model is connected with the user's computer through the Ethernet cable, and one point is connected with the telephone line, right? So not only one, you can have multiple connection through the DSL, but you have to purchase the DSL model in this case, right? So there are advantages and disadvantages of this internet access technology. The first one advantage, that is a high bandwidth. The speed of accessing the internet using this technology is the highest, and there are very nominal charges is we have to pay to the telephone company, right? They don't have so much costly provide the cost, right? It is the best for the data traffic management. Okay. DSL can be integrated with other external entity like ATM and WAN technology, right? So not only with the computer or smartphone devices, you can also integrate ATM also and wireless access technology, WAN technology also. It is more secure than the dial-up connection as well as the lease line internet connections, right? Now, other than the advantages, other side the disadvantages have been given here. It is no standard formation of the various type of WAN. Yes, if the WANs are of different types, right, there is no any common fundamental configurations of these DSL connections, right? There is no standard formation for if the WANs are from different types, right? There is no standard formation of the DSL connection. It is expensive as compared to this DSL because in this case a DSL modem is required. We have to spend some more extra cost to purchase this DSL model. The connection is slower when the multiple external entity like ATM and WANs are parallelly working, right? So, if more than 2 connections are running on this DSL connection, DSL model, right, the internet speed is very slow, right, as compared to the other devices, right. So, we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of the DSL connection. Now, the next one, that is the cable modem connection. In the case of cable modem connection, it kind of technology, it uses bridge and modem to transmit the data. It uses the bridge and modem, right, to transmit, to get connected with the internet. In this technology, it uses the it transmits the data bits by bit by radio frequency manner, right. As we know that in our home we are having the coaxial cable that runs on our TV with the set-top box. At the same time, it also provides the internet connection to our multiple smartphones, right. Okay. So, the cable modem connection is also there, right, through which you can also access the internet, right. There are some of the advantages and disadvantages of the cable modem technology also, right. What is that? It is the most general and maximum use of technology nowadays. Nowadays, we are using this kind of cable modem technologies, right. In TVs also, you can also access the internet, right. Yes, in this case, no telephone line is required. Data transfer rate is very high. As well as with the use of such kind of connection, you can attach, you can have internet connection in multiple devices, right. For example, you can connect with the router, you can also connect with the smart devices like laptop, desktop, smartphones also with these connections. Routing, yes, routing can also increase the strength of the signal as well as the continuous data transfer rate, right. File transfer capability is also very high. Yes, once you have these connections, automatically all the devices get connected with the internet. No separate dial-up connection or anything is required, right. Phone line is also not required, right. Once this device has been started, all the multiple devices like smartphone, notepad, notebooks and computers also get connected with this technology. One of the disadvantages of this technology is that coaxial cable. We have to purchase the coaxial cable and it is very costly. Apart from this, we have to bear the modem cost, right. And the bandwidth is equal to the budget of the customer. What is the budget of customer? If he purchases a very expensive plan, accordingly he will get the bandwidth speed, right. So, if the person is purchasing very very cheap connections, right, accordingly he will get the connection speeds, right. Now, the last of this internet technology, that is VSAT, very small aperture terminal, right. In this case, it uses the satellite communication, right. Such kind of technology use the earthbound station. It is called as a satellite connection to establish or to transfer the data from the user, right? Now such kind of technology is basically used to share the textual data, video data and audio data, right? In that case the yes, a satellite connection is required. Okay. Now let us see here, you can see the blue line is satellite connection, and it is to be get connected with the hub, right? So all these workstation or terminals are get connected with the hub, right? When the user want to connect with the another user, all the signals will be transmitted from the hub, and hub will transmit this signal to the satellite connection. Now yes, there is an intermediator who can transmit the signals from the one user to another user via the hub, right? So this is a ground station, and it is intermediator between the satellite and the workstation, right? And this workstation will send the signals from the user to the satellite connection, and satellite will get receive the signal from another user and will transmit through the hub to the source, actual source, right? Now this kind of technology is basically used in global data transmission, right? It is one-stop solution for any kind of data. One can transmit textual, audio, video file and images also, right? It is more flexible and portable, and it is very easy to upgrade, right? As many number of user can get connected with this such kind of VSAT. Okay, multiple device can be also accessible, right? Not only computers, so many devices are there, like smartphones, then notepad. Okay, all the devices get connected with the satellite, right? Data transfer rate is also very high in this case. Apart from this, you can see the disadvantages. The setup cost is extremely high, because as we know that the satellite, to build a satellite, it requires so many things, right? And we need to purchase that devices, right? Okay. Sometimes the service quality is limitation. High level of maintenance is required. High level of skilled people is required to manage such kind of technology, right? And we have to pay some extra charges to them, right? So yes, it is very costly to adopt such kind of technology. Very big organizations can afford such kind of technology. Now the next part of the session is the network topology. What do you mean by topology? Topology means the pattern of or arrangement of the connected devices, right? And devices can be any workstation or terminal, right? As well as the connected lines, right? So the topology is nothing but the physical or physical infrastructure of the connected devices, right? And devices in sense its nodes and its lines. Now when we would like to build such kind of network topology, three things we need to consider in our mind. The first one is at what speed we are getting, we are receiving the messages, right? Okay, the speed is the most important while we are designing the topology, as well as the network structuring cost. What much cost, operational cost is required to build such kind of topology, right? We have to hire the people, we have to buy some instruments and equipments to design the topology, as well as the reliability of the network. Okay, when how much the network is reliable. If one node is disconnected, right, there is some kind of malfunctioning, whether our internet is accessible or not, right? So these three things needs to be compulsorily keep in mind while we are designing the topology, right. So, the network topology is nothing but the description of the network layout linking to the sender and receiving nodes using the connecting lines, right. Now, according to the different types of topology, we will be classifying the network topology types. We can have network topology can be a physical topology or it can be a logical topology. In case of physical topology, it is nothing but the physical layout of all connected devices, right, with the use of connected lines, okay, as well as the logical connection in which direction the data is transmitting. But right now we are not focusing on the logical topology, we just focus on the physical topology. So, there are different types of physical topology in the network, that is called as a bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh topology, tree topology and hybrid topology, right. Now, let us discuss each one of them in detail. The first one is the bus topology. In case of bus topology, all the workstations and terminals are serially connected in a sequential manner, right. The data is transmitted over the network in a single direction only, right. Apart from this, there is only single cable is required to get such kind of topology, right. Only single cable is required, no more cable is required, right. So, data will be transferred in single direction, right, as well as there is only single cable is required. Apart from this, all the devices are connected with each other through the single common interfaces, right. And if the sender wants to send the message to the any user, if anyone want to send the message to any other user, right, the message will be sent to all the stations, right, and whichever the receiver, the message is pertaining to whichever the receiver only will respond the message to the sender, right. So, in this case the bus topology require the Ethernet LAN, okay. Now, there are the advantages and disadvantages of this topology. First one advantages is very simple and easy to understand, right, and it is easy to build, right, it is easy to expand, right. You can definitely add some more stations by connecting line to this shared medium, okay. It is less expensive, again there is a less requirement of the cable is required because there is only single cable is there, right. So, no more cost is necessary here. It is basically used in small size network. If you want to build a small size network, yes, definitely you can use the bus topology. Now, there are some of the disadvantages of this topology. The length limitation, right. If you have some specified meters of the computers are connected over on the network on specified distance only, right. In that case, it can be used. If the person is accessing from other building, it would require very much high cost to build such kind of technology topology. Yes, one of the disadvantages is transmission failure. If the shared line is failed, right, entire network will be failed. Everybody is disconnected from the bus topology, right. Yes, again the network performance reduced during the heavy network traffic, right. If so many users are connected over the bus, right, there is a lot of traffic over that bus medium, okay. Again, one of the disadvantages is that slow speed of transmission than any other technology topology. It is less reliable because if the network is failed, overall all the connection get failed, right? Nobody would be able to share the information with each other, right? So these are the advantages and disadvantages of bus topology. Next one is the ring topology. In this case, such kind of network type, all the devices are connected in circular manner, right? All the devices are connected with each other in circular closed loop, in circular manner, right? In this case, the first device is connected to the second device is connected to the third device, and so on, and the last device is connected to the first device, right? Such kind of topology is called as a ring topology, circular manner, right? Now, there are some of the characteristics of the ring topology because its formation is a ring type, circular type, that's why it is called ring topology. Each workstation is connected with two devices, its previous device and the next device, right? During the transmission, the repeaters are used to prevent the data loss. If at any point of time, if the data is lost, you can collect from the another devices using the repeaters, right? You can transmit the data bit by bit in one direction, right? Single direction only, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. But if you want to have two type of data transmission, clockwise as well as the anti-clockwise data transmission, in that case you have to design the dual ring topology, dual ring, in which two rings are there. First ring transmit the data in anti-clockwise and the second ring transmit the data in clockwise direction, right? As per the requirement, we can design the dual ring topology, right? Here the two-way directional data flow in the dual ring, right? So if the data is failed in any of the topology, we can recover it, right? So if the data is if the network is failed in for anti-clockwise ring or clockwise ring, you can recover it. Data transmission is smooth, right, as compared to other bus and bus topology. Now there are some of the advantages and disadvantages of the ring topology. It manages the high traffic, right? Lot of requests are coming, even though it will be able to manage that traffic. It has the reasonable cost of installation. It is very comfortable to expand this ring topology, ring network, right? Fairly the low cost, the maintenance cost is very low, as well as there is no more cable is required. Now there are some of the disadvantages of the ring topology. Yes, it is laborious in troubleshooting, because if any problem is found on any connection, right, it is very difficult to find where at which station the problem has encountered. Right? We have to check each and every device in the ring, right, those who are connected in the ring network. The network connectivity and activity gets suspended at any time, at the time of addition and removal. If you want to expand or if you would like to remove any workstation from the ring topology, right, the entire network will be disturbed, right? It will be halted. Okay. Loop breaks and stops the data transmission at failure of the single cable. If any of the point has been failed, right, entire network will be failed, right. So, communication will be failed in this case. Yes, the transmission of the data, while you are transmitting the data over the ring on the ring topology, right, it takes more time, right, because it has to pass from each and every station, right, from each and every nodes, right, first node, second node and so on, until the destination, it is not reached to the final destination, right. So, we can say that on an average the speed of data transmission is reasonable in this case. Now, the third one is the star topology. Star topology means there is a central workstation in which all the devices are connected, all the nodes are connected with the central workstation, which manages the connection and speed connection of the entire network, right. So, this central network is called as it is acting as a central workstation, right. It is dedicated connection of we can say that it is a dedicated connection of all the workstation to hub, right. In case of hub, we can see so many connections are connected through the hub, right. It makes use of twisted pair and optical fiber cable can be used. Okay. Now, there are some of the advantages and disadvantages of this technology, star topology. It has the lower network traffic among the few nodes, and finally, it enhances the performance, right. Any device want to connect with, want to send the message to any other device, they just need to pass through this hub, right. No network downtime is there due to the malfunctioning of individual nodes. Yes, the troubleshooting, it is very easy and quick to troubleshooting. It is effortless setup and transform. If any workstation is got the failure, the remaining workstation will continue to start working, right, continue working. Okay. So, these are the advantages of this topology, star topology. The second one is the disadvantage. It is very expensive for the installation. Expensive usage inclusive of the devices. It has the excellent speed during this transmission, right. The downtime of the network is very less. Yes, it is very high. If any device is failed, right, the other side node will not be able to connect. Failure of connecting device, yes, if the central hub has been failed, right, it's drop out the entire transmission. Okay. So, star topology requires the more cables, as we know that every device is connected with the hub, right, central station, right. So, more cables are required in this case. We need to take care of the central workstation. If hub goes down, entire network will be failed, right. So, I hope you must have understood the topic we have covered in this lecture. See you the next time. Thank you.